A video is going viral on social media in which a penguin leaves its group and walks alone towards the mountains of Antarctica. Many people are relating it to human behavior, like depression, wanting to be alone, or making such big decisions without any fear. But the reality presents a completely different picture. This is a scene from the documentary Encounters at the End of the World, released in 2007 by German filmmaker Werner Herzog. But who knew that almost 20 years later, a clip from this documentary would become the darling of social media? The living conditions and nature of this innocent creature involve so much suffering and sacrifice that it's hard to believe. Welcome once again to Money Basics Explains videos. In 2007, German filmmaker Werner Herzog presented a scene in his documentary that 2 decades later has left a big question mark on the internet world. This clip shows an Adélie penguin separating from its colony and heading not towards the sea but towards the mountainous regions of Antarctica. At the South Pole, the sea is a source of food and livelihood for these penguins, but this lone penguin, abandoning food, was heading straight towards death, a place with no food and no hope of survival. What could be the reason for this? To understand this, we need to learn about the nature of penguins. Why is this creature compelled to leave the sea and live 100 kilometers inland in Antarctica? Antarctica is that part of the land where nature has made no provisions for any living being. It is the world's coldest continent, with the most fiercely howling winds. Here, along with hurricane-force winds, temperatures dropping to -90 degrees Celsius is normal. In such extreme cold, if a human body isn't properly covered, it will start freezing within 10 seconds. Even a glass of boiling water, if thrown into the air, will freeze before it hits the ground. So then the question arises, why did penguins choose this deadly cold as their home? The answer lies in predators and their hunger. Although the land of Antarctica is barren and a home to death, the ocean surrounding it is teeming with life. This cold ocean contains such a huge number of small, shrimp-like fish that it's a treasure trove of food for penguins. But the real reason for living here is the penguins' enemies. Because these animals can neither run fast nor fly in the air. This is why if they were anywhere else, perhaps forest predators would eat them or their eggs. The penguin's good fortune is that no other dangerous animal can set foot in the harsh cold of Antarctica. That's why penguins have made this terrifying cold their shield. Nature has also given them the strength to fight such severe cold. Penguins have a thick layer of fat under their skin called blubber, and their feathers are so dense that icy winds cannot reach their bodies. Indeed, Antarctica is a gift of nature for penguins, but nature doesn't give anything for free. If they get shelter from enemies here, its price must be paid every year by facing death. Understand it this way. Every year, penguins have to pass a test of life and death. Not all penguins in the icy world of Antarctica are the same. A total of 5 species are found here. The heaviest, up to 4 feet tall, are called emperor penguins. Then come chinstrap penguins, identified by a thin black line under their chin. The third species are gentoo penguins, recognized by their orange beak and white stripe on the head. Next are macaroni penguins, which have stylish yellow feathers on their heads. And finally, there is the species of penguins seen in the viral video. They are called Adélie penguins, identified by the white ring around their eyes. When winter begins anywhere else in the world, animals and birds head towards warmer regions, but in Antarctica, the complete opposite is observed. Almost all penguin species move away from the sea for breeding. They do this because near the sea there is the danger of leopard seals, killer whales, and birds that are enemies of their eggs. Additionally, conditions near the sea in Antarctica are quite harsh. Strong winds and waves can also wash away the eggs. Especially emperor penguins are the only animals that head towards the icy mountains during winter, also to breed, to propagate their species. Every year in the months of May, June, when winters begin here, emperor penguins leave their food in the sea and start traveling together in the millions. Their destination is the breeding colony where they themselves were born, 100 kilometers away from the sea. This journey is so difficult that the energy in their bodies starts depleting. They have nothing to eat on the way, nor at the destination. Upon reaching the breeding colony, they select their partners. The male penguin makes strange sounds to impress the female and does dance-like movements, puffing out his chest and moving his neck up and down. The healthier male gets selected sooner. After mating, the female lays just one egg, and by this point she is completely exhausted. Throughout this entire process, no penguin has eaten anything for the past 2 months. They survive only on whatever they last ate from the sea, and they have to make this sacrifice just to continue their species.
But the male penguin makes an even greater sacrifice than the female. After laying the egg, the female penguin, without letting it touch the ice, transfers it onto the feet of her male partner. And then all the females start their journey back towards the sea. During this time, the male penguins, who have already been hungry for 2 months, stand close to each other in this stormy cold weather, holding the egg on their feet. Imagine, for the next 2 months, this father stands without any food or water in blizzards at -60 degrees Celsius. He doesn't even move from his spot so that the egg doesn't fall and freeze. By the time the mother returns, the father has lost more than half his body weight due to about 4 months of hunger. By this point, that is, before the chick hatches from the egg, all the mothers have returned. But if this doesn't happen and the chick hatches before the mother's arrival, the male penguin secretes a special milk from his throat and feeds it to the chick. This milk consists of the last remnants of his remaining energy. This is the father in the world who, disregarding his own death, protects a new life. But when the baby penguin is about to hatch from the egg and the females are returning with full stomachs, they recognize their partner in the breeding colony by a specific sound. Then she takes the egg under her protection, and then all the hungry male penguins set off towards the sea. Looking at it, emperor male penguins make the greatest sacrifice just to save their chick. This is why they are also called the world's best dads. But is every male penguin this caring? Probably not. Among Adélie penguins, males are considered masters not of sacrifice, but of theft. Yes, the same species of penguin seen in the viral video. Where emperor penguins are famous for their sacrifice, Adélie penguins are considered the most mischievous and cunning bird of Antarctica. Their nature is completely different from emperors. Their strangest trait is their method of nest building. There is no grass or twigs on the ice of Antarctica, so Adélie penguins build their homes with stones. The male that builds the best nest significantly increases his chances of being selected by a female. In their world, each stone is as precious as a diamond. When a male penguin builds a nest to please his partner, he often chooses the path of theft rather than hard work. Yes, when a neighboring penguin is looking away, the Adélie male stealthily steals a stone from his nest and places it in his own. Sometimes they spend entire days fighting over a single stone. This strange nature shows that they are very social and hyperactive. But their system is more balanced than the emperor's. Here, the father doesn't starve alone. Rather, the mother and father take turns sitting on the egg in shifts. When one goes to eat, the other keeps guard. Their breeding colony isn't as deep inland as the emperor's, but they still have to go up to 50 kilometers inland. So then the question arises, why did such a social and intelligent animal, which keeps track of every single stone, suddenly lose its way and head towards death? When filmmaker Werner Herzog saw this scene, he himself was quite surprised. He saw that a penguin separated from the crowd and then started walking in the completely opposite direction. Scientists have named this strange behavior a psychotic breakdown. Whether human or animal, sometimes the wires in the brain get crossed. Penguins have a built-in GPS in their brains that acts as a natural navigation system. According to scientists, penguins can sense the Earth's magnetic field while swimming, just like a compass. Not only that, they also use clues like the sun's position, stars, and water flow or smell to remember their direction. When they travel hundreds of kilometers back to their colony, their brain combines all these signals and guides them on the correct path. But sometimes, due to a brain infection, parasite, or just excessive stress or starvation, their brain glitches. At that moment, the penguin doesn't see its companions or the sea in front of it. Instead, a wrong path gets fixed inside its brain. But have you ever wondered what actually happened to that penguin? Can animals truly feel sadness or not? Science answers this with a yes. When a penguin's chick dies in the harsh Antarctic winter, the parents do not leave that spot. They stand near their dead chick and make strange, sad sounds. Sometimes the grief is so immense that they even try to steal chicks from other penguins to lighten the burden in their hearts. So is it possible that the viral penguin had lost a loved one? Of course, science calls this behavior a brain malfunction, but viewers feel that penguin was a victim of some distress or depression. When Werner Herzog shot this clip, he did not try to save it, because Antarctic law dictates that you cannot interfere with the natural order. That lone traveler kept walking towards the mountains until he disappeared from sight. Beyond that, for thousands of kilometers, there are only ice-filled mountains. No fish, no water. That penguin must have succumbed to hunger and exhaustion and frozen somewhere in a pile of ice. This world of penguins teaches us a lot. On one side is the emperor penguin risking its life to save a new one. On the other is that lost traveler, leaving everything behind and heading for an unknown destination. Hope you all will also like and share this Money Basics Explained video abundantly. Thank you very much for your loving comments. See you in the next fantastic video.